Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should be live. Is it live? It says waiting. Here we go. All right, guys, we got, can you hear me? All right, sounds like we got sound. Okay, so I kept forgetting to show these two books. This is the Source #2, and this one here is the limited variant that they only made 300 of. So got a few of those a while back. Had to open them because I had a lot of them that were pre-sold, and I kept forgetting for at least about the last 2-3 weeks to show those to you. So we got lots of stuff to unbox, so we'll get some of it knocked out tonight, and then Sunday wrap up some more of it. But just trying to get caught up from life happening and stopping me from the regular schedule. Okay, so let's see what we got here. This is, what is this? Okay, this is a replacement books that I had a couple show up that were damaged. And these came from Scorpion Comics, and they threw in some extra stuff. Cool, sweet. Yeah, they threw in a couple extra books, so that's awesome. I mean, can't complain about that. Okay, so let's take these down. So I unboxed this stuff maybe, I don't know, a month ago, and two of the books in the order were damaged. This Vampirella partial black and white, and then this Bloodshot partial black and white as well. And unfortunately, those were like the best ones. I mean, you bought a set of these. This was the rarest one. I think they only made like 250 of them. And I think they only made like 250 of those. So they both had like some scratches on it and stuff. So, I mean, I probably would have still graded maybe a 9.4, but I was just like, oh man, these are like the best books. This is what I really wanted. This is what I kind of made the whole order for. So I shot them an email, shot them some pictures, and they were like, hey, no problem. We'll send out some replacements. So that's pretty awesome. And looks like they threw in a couple Batman Who Laughs #1. So I cannot complain there. One, this is like the minimal trade, I guess. And this one is the standard trade. Can't complain about that at all. Okay, so here is some Red 5. And this is Riptide #4, I believe. And unfortunately, I know these aren't going to be bagged and boarded. So we're going to have to be extra careful here. I still just can't believe how some of these companies don't bag and board their stuff. I mean, at least give it as an option. I wouldn't mind paying a couple extra bucks to get the books bagged and boarded. All right. It's free comic book day. So it's the Rift and Kaiser Swords Day. I think this is their last year's free comic book day. Okay, so I think I got like 20 of these. I'm just going to show you this and move them off to the side because I don't want to mess with the raw books. So that's the last issue. They didn't put an alternate cover on the back. They did that on the last one. They gave you a kind of an A and B cover on the front and the back. Okay, so I'm just going to move these over here. Okay, here is Ogre 3. So Ogre's been a pretty good series. And I kind of missed out on getting Ogre 3. So I had to get a couple issues of that. Basically at this point, just to finish the series. So ended up reading it online or a digital format anyway, so I did finish it. And good, definitely a good story. And they did leave it open to have maybe a second volume. So hoping that they'll continue that with a second volume would be pretty awesome for Ogre. All right. And I actually like the cover on Ogre 3. It's pretty nice. White cover. And I think it came out pretty good. It might be my favorite of the standard covers in that series. All right. We'll just throw one of them up there, I think. Boy, what did they... Oh, so they bagged it but didn't board it. That's kind of unusual. So the back of it is just white, which is kind of cool. And it's like a textured white, to tell you the truth. It's got like some like red texturing in it, which is kind of cool, I guess. All right. All right, here, some J. Scott Campbell. This is Captain Marvel. So I got some of these signed and some of them not signed. And I pre-sold one of the signed sets. So that's kind of also why I had to go live on Friday when it's not kind of normal. Because I don't want these people to wait for their books. So get it unboxed, get it repackaged back up, and out to the people who are waiting for them. So I do think that Captain Marvel right now is a fairly safe speculation at this point. Just some of the cooler covers or whatnot are going to be in demand, especially as we approach the movie. Kind of the same thing with Into the Spider-Verse. The closer we got to that movie, you just really started to see the Spider-Gwen and the Miles Morales stuff just peaking. So I expect the exact same thing to happen with Captain Marvel. A lot of these newer books are going to see a pretty decent little increase in demand as the movie approaches. So this looks to be the unsigned cover A and B. J. Scott Campbell does a really good job usually of packing stuff up. They just don't put tape holes like I would like, but is what it is. They're not going to change what they're doing. Okay. Let's see if I can get this out. So these sold out relatively quick too. I don't know what this is. There's some little. It's like a backer board. Something. The Ugly Christmas sweater. I don't know. Kind of cool. I mean, it looks like very similar to the rest of J. Scott Campbell's females, of course. Okay, so this one, what do they call this one? I don't know. It's got like a. It's maybe this is the Miss Marvel variant there. And then here's your standard Captain Marvel. And with the sign set, I've got the other two books in the set, and those ones will all be signed. So maybe they were just giving that ugly sweater thing out to everyone, because I have another one in this set as well. One thing that's nice about J. Scott Campbell is everything ships in Mylars, which is nice. You know, you got other companies that they want to start charging you for Mylars. It's like, come on, guys. Or they want to charge you $3 for a Mylar and a top loader. You know, it's kind of like, really? You know, how about you just recoup the cost on that and not try to start making money off of bags and boards? I mean, that's kind of just a little bit crazy. So we'll see about so another one of these little ugly sweater things. Not sure if that's something he's got coming out later. Usually J. Scott Campbell stuff has, you know, not really any condition issues. I don't think I've ever had anything show up that I didn't think would at least be a 9.6. Okay, now this one is all the signed stuff. Let's see how we're going to dig into this. So myself, personally, I'm not the hugest fan of getting stuff signed, especially if it's not CGC yellow label, which this obviously isn't going to be. But I think I woke up a little bit late, and as I was trying to add the regular unsigned books to my cart, they ended up selling out. So I grabbed a couple of the signed books just so that I could get something. Yeah, they do come with a certificate of authenticity. But really, everyone knows that these books come from J. Scott Campbell, so don't really know if anyone would have ever thought that, you know, they wouldn't be authentic. I don't really see that as being an issue, but it would be nice if CGC would maybe honor that certificate and put it in the yellow label, but they won't do that. And, you know, I saw on Reggie's live stream where they were talking, where CGC was talking about the reason why they don't want to do verified labels is because they're so concerned about, you know, one signature getting out there that's not right. Well, let me tell you guys, you know, I've watched some other YouTube videos and seen how that system works, and people were switching out books anyway. So trust me when I tell you, there are some yellow label CGCs out there in which the signature was not witnessed, okay? Whether it's a fake signature or not, you know, that I don't know. But trust me when I tell you, what people were doing is they would go get the paperwork. You know, they'd go see the artist they want to get stuff signed, and, you know, it would just say, you know, whatever book, and they could just walk to the next booth or walk back, and they would flip the book out for the one that they wanted to get the signature verification. So, I mean, they don't have a foolproof system. So for them to kind of say that the reason that they're not going to do verified signatures is because they're scared that, you know, some book could get out there that's not, you know, authentic. Well, trust me, that book is already out there. I guarantee it. You know, the scammers find ways. So, you know, there is no foolproof system. So to say that that's your reason because you want a foolproof system, well, then that just kind of doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, it's like, why on earth would CGC, if you sent these books in here to them, say, hey, you know, name written on cover and marker, and put it in a green label? You know, unfortunately, I just don't agree with that. We know that you know, Campbell signed this right there, and it's got the certificate of authenticity. Okay, so this is the Captain Marvel cover, right? So we'll throw up the signed one. That's Captain Marvel. Here's the Miss Marvel. Maybe turn it a little. This one's pretty sweet too. And you kind of sign these all in different areas, it looks like. This one's a little bit smaller, just right there. Usually, you know, he signs a really big signature like this one here. I mean, that's kind of typical. He'll sign a real big signature like that. And this one's at the bottom. Oh, I guess there's a 5-book set. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, maybe 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, 4 books. And I kind of like this fighter pilot one here, too. So I guess we'll do this. It's the binary. Other set here. I'm just going to leave this one sealed up because we're going to go ahead and send that one out. All right, what do we have here? Some more stuff that's probably not going to be bagged and boarded. So I think these next two are Antarctic Press. And what did I get? This one is Heroes at Large, which is a book that's done pretty decent right now. Kind of heated up. It maybe has cooled off slightly. Anyway, I grabbed a few of them. We'll see what happens. Again, I don't know that they're going to be bagged and boarded. They may or may not be. I don't know. Most of the time, I would say they're probably not. No, they're not. Okay, so we'll be just careful with these. Get one out and show it to you guys. Okay, well, you know, okay, all right, that's not so bad. That's better. That's better. So they put it in a distributor pack with a backer board on either side. That's not so bad, to tell you the truth. I mean, it could be a lot worse. So I am not going to complain about that one bit. That at least is keeping the book safe. Okay, so now you know, if only we had tape holes. Well, I think I'm just going to cut through the tape. Okay, so let me see, how am I going to do this? Okay, there we go. So they're in there pretty tight. Actually, it's not the worst way to ship. They look good. A little rub there, probably just from being up there like that. So there's Heroes at Large. I think that'll stay there okay. Yeah, I'm probably not going to leave it up there. Since it's open here, let's maybe flip through the art. That's actually pretty cool. That's probably not part of the story, though. I don't know. That is like some real golden age looking stuff there. That's pretty sweet. So maybe the book is maybe we have a couple different stories here. So I bet they're drawing it like that because this character is coming from that part of time. This is probably like in the modern, and then this is going to be from the past. All right, let's see if I can get this back in here. Have to bag and board all this stuff in a little bit. This one. Boy, that is really tight. No, not going to do it. We will set these here, and I will bag and board these later. Okay. Now this one, oh, I remember what this is. Okay. This is Stars End 1 and 2. So these had heated up pretty good. Also, they've since cooled off a little bit. But I imagine they'll still sell pretty decently. For a minute there, I think number 1 was going for like $25, which didn't really make a whole lot of sense for it to be selling for that much money. Could be some fear of missing out or something like that. But I don't know. I mean, that seemed a bit nuts. It's probably settled down to maybe about $10 now. So I'll probably just end up selling them as sets of 1 and 2. So here it looks like they went with the same method, which I like. Oh, okay. What they did is they put 2 of the boxes together. All right, so that's not bad. Okay, so separate that out. So that's how they, yeah, I don't mind that. Take 2 boxes, tape them together. As long as you got some nice strong tape, I guess that works just fine. All right. Okay, so these ones, they like bagged and boarded and put, looks like 5 in a bag, which that to me seems a little bit safer than putting them as tight as they had them. Let's see if this will stay up there. I think it will. So there's Stars End 1. And we got a few of those. And some Stars End 2 is going to be here. So actually, I think this is a safer way to go. Okay, they just used like maybe a Silver Age bag and board or something, and then put 5 in each one. So to me, that seems a little bit safer than trying to throw 10 in one bag. This, I actually could probably just leave these like this until such time as they get sold or whatnot. That's probably just as easy to leave them like that. But the other ones over there in the 10 packs, I have to take those and do something a little bit better with those. But I have not read this one yet, so I'll probably have to do that and see what this series is like. Cool. But I don't know if we have any questions or anything. Got a whole bunch more stuff to unbox. And I'm going to have a nice grail, 2 grails coming back. ASM 129 and a Marvel Spotlight 5. So first appearance of Punisher, first appearance of Ghost Rider. So those will be, maybe, now it won't be this Sunday. Maybe next Sunday we'll unbox that. I don't know. Maybe we'll unbox it this Sunday. Who knows? But so that's my goal. Try and go live on Sunday. We'll open up a whole bunch of more stuff. I'm trying to get this stuff caught up. Also sent another monster CGC submission, 175 books again. And I filmed part of my packing of that. Not the whole thing because it would just taken too long. But the basics of what I do and then how I put it all together. So I've got that filmed. And just need to edit it. So maybe by Sunday that could go live too. I've had a few people ask me. They want to know how I ship stuff to CGC. So knock that video out, and I'll just edit it, and then you guys will have that to look forward to. So doesn't look like we have any questions. Joe, yeah, I have not read Star's End. So I just know the book really heated up, and I was able to pick some of them up, and it's since cooled off a little bit. So I do want to read that. I'm not exactly sure. It's probably some type of sci-fi. I see like the cats and stuff. So I don't know if they've got some aliens that are intelligent cats flying around, or who knows. I'm not exactly sure. But I will try and read that, and I did read Ogre 1, 2, and 3, and that was a pretty good story. I would love to see that get picked up. I don't know that Source Point has had any of their stuff optioned yet, so they kind of need to get to that level, I guess, and get some of their stuff optioned. As far as Antarctic Press, I don't know. It seems like everyone that's getting optioned right now for the small independent stuff is Red 5 and Scout. So, I mean, we'll see how that goes. But, so, I don't know exactly what's going on in Star's End. I'll try and read it and then maybe update you guys a little in the future. This one, what I think happens is all of these characters, they're basically pulling them from the Golden Age and bring them into the current time. So I think what happened is all of these characters existed at one point in the past, and it's so long ago now that they're in the public domain, so they don't need to have anyone's permission to use them. So I think that's kind of the premise of that one, if I'm remembering correctly. But anyway, so we're gonna have that big CGC unboxing. It's gonna be a whole nother batch of Ultimate Fallout 4s, along with a whole bunch of modern stuff. Took all the rejects from the last one and reworked them, sent them to my presser, had him do what he could with them. So we'll see how many of those we can bump to 9/8. A couple of them, I didn't even care. I just sent them as a regular submission because, even if it is 9/6, I still want to get them slabbed. But I figure, hey, send them as a 9/8 pre-screen first. If they get rejected, then okay, maybe then go get them pressed or whatever, and then send them again so that you only end up paying $5 for the reject, and then maybe have another shot at getting a 9/8. So I think that might be a smart way to do it, because you could always get that 9/8, you don't know, and then there's books where I've resubmitted and got the next grade bump up all day long, so that definitely happens. Anyway, so cool. Yeah, we'll be unboxing some stuff, and anyone out there have any questions, you can always leave a comment. I reply to all the comments. You know, we'll keep the chat going or whatever. I'll stay active in all that type of stuff as well. And you guys can always email me, cometcryptostock@gmail.com. And thanks for taking the time and watching this on Friday night. You know, it's whatever, 10:30 or you know, pushing 11 here in Vegas. So I know if you're on the East Coast, it's getting pretty late for you. But thanks, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. And bye for now.